Bonjour Year 7. Welcome to Lesson 4 of the spring term and your home learning. And we're still on the topic of free time and opinions. And here's a list of the equipment you will need for today's lesson. You will need your French exercise book, a pen and a ruler. You'll also need your Module 3 knowledge organiser, which is attached on class charts. So pause to get that ready now. Thank you for uploading all your work onto class charts so far for your previous lessons. Please make sure that you do send through every photo of every piece of work. If you do a Quizlet activity online, make sure that you take a photo of your score and upload everything you've done. Please also remember to stick to the timings that are given to you. If you run out of time and an activity is taking too long, move on to the next one. You will not get into any trouble for this at all. Please also remember to email me if you have any questions at all about the activities in today's lesson. And here's my email address. Okay, first of all, as we always do in class, I'd like you to copy the date, mercredi 13 janvier, and underline it neatly in your book. Then on the next line down in the centre of the page, I'd like you to write the title. J'aime jouer au basket. I like to play basketball. And underline that neatly as well with your ruler. Then I'd like you to write down the objective, l'objectif, to write about what you like or dislike doing. Pause to do that now and press play when you're ready for the do now activity. Okay, your do now activity should take about 5 minutes. What I want you to do is look at the sentences 1 to 4, and I want you to put the words into the correct order and translate those sentences into English. So we'll do number 1 together. So we're going to start first of all with the day, and the capital letter tells you that is the first word. So le, and then the day of the week, mardi. So we've got the day first of all. Then we need the verb, which is j'écoute. And then we need the activity itself, de la musique. So le mardi, j'écoute de la musique. On Tuesdays, I listen to music. So the day of the week, le mardi, the verb j'écoute, and then the activity de la musique, to music. I want you to press pause and complete sentences 2, 3, and 4 in the same way, and press play to get your answers. And here are your answers. 1. Le mardi, j'écoute de la musique. We had already. 2. Le week-end, je finis mes devoirs. 3. Le lundi, je joue avec mes amis car c'est amusant. And number 4. Le vendredi, je fais du sport, mais c'est fatigant. Okay, and the English for them is 1. On Tuesdays, I listen to music. 2. On the weekends, I finish my homework. 3. On Mondays, I play with my friend as it is fun. And 4. On Fridays, I do sports, but it is tiring. Okay, I want to point out one thing to you. I want to point out that when you give a day of the week or a time expression in French, it's always in the singular and it's got le at the start of it. So le mardi is on Tuesdays. Le weekend is on the weekends. Le lundi on Mondays. Le vendredi on Fridays. Okay, and it's in the singular as well. In English, we have on and then we have the plural. But in French, we just use le and then the day of the week or the time expression. I'm going to pass you on now to Miss Cooke, who is going to teach the rest of your lesson. I hope you have a fantastic lesson. Please email any questions and I look forward to seeing your fantastic work on class charts within 24 hours to get a very well-deserved achievement point. Merci, au revoir.
We're now going to spend 5 minutes working on our pronunciation. So, qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire pendant ton temps libre? Qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire pendant ton temps libre? What do you like to do in your free time? So to answer this question, qu'est-ce que tu aimes faire pendant ton temps libre? We can start with le lundi. Le lundi, j'adore écouter de la musique parce que c'est fantastique. Le lundi, j'adore écouter de la musique parce que c'est fantastique. Le mercredi, je n'aime pas aller au centre commercial. Le mercredi, je n'aime pas aller au centre commercial. Et c'est fatigant. Et c'est fatigant. Le mercredi, je n'aime pas aller au centre commercial et c'est fatigant. Le samedi, je déteste. Le samedi, je déteste finir mes devoirs. Le samedi, je déteste finir mes devoirs parce que c'est le samedi, je déteste finir mes devoirs parce que c'est affreux. Le samedi, je déteste finir mes devoirs parce que c'est affreux. Le week-end, j'aime, j'aime sortir avec mes copains. Le week-end, j'aime sortir avec mes copains car c'est cool. Le week-end, j'aime sortir avec mes copains car c'est cool. Awesome. We're now going to play a really fun game called Beat the Teacher. So normally you'd play this as a whole class, but today we're going to just play it one-on-one. So I'm going to say out loud a word, and if I'm pointing to it, then, and the word that I'm saying is the same as the word that I'm pointing to, you need to repeat it after me. If, however, I'm saying a word and I'm not pointing at it, I'm pointing at a different word, then you need to stay silent. So let's do an example together. If I say le mardi, and I'm pointing at le mardi, then you need to say it. If, however, I am saying le jeudi, and I'm pointing at le vendredi, then you mustn't say it. So let's start. Le samedi. So I am pointing at le samedi, so you need to say it. Then if I say j'adore, j'adore, pointing at j'aime, so you mustn't say it. How about now if I say je déteste, je déteste. This time I was pointing at je déteste, so you need to say it. If I say restez chez moi, restez chez moi, I am pointing at restez chez moi, so you need to say it. What about if I say faire de l'équitation, faire de l'équitation? I was pointing at faire de la natation, so you must stay silent. Now if I say jouer au foot, jouer au foot, I'm pointing at jouer au foot and I'm saying it, so we need to also say it. How about if I say essayer, essayer? I'm pointing at carse, so you shouldn't be saying it. And now I'm going to say mais c'est, mais c'est. This time I was saying it, I'm pointing at it, so you need to say it. What about if I say c'est fatigant, c'est fatigant? I'm pointing at relaxant, so you don't need to say it. And I'm going to say c'est ennuyeux, c'est ennuyeux. I was pointing at it, so you need to say it. Great. That's the end of this activity. Great. Okay, yes, Evans, we're now going to play another fun game called Intruder. So for this game, which I'm sure you played plenty of times before in your French lessons, is when I read out a sentence in French. However, one of the words that I say will be in English. The word that I say in English is the word that you need to be writing in French in your books. For this Intruder game, I'm going to be focusing on opinions. So make sure that you pay close attention to the second column, which is to do with opinions. So if we do an example together, if I say le vendredi, I hate aller au centre commercial car c'est fatigant. Le vendredi, I hate aller au centre commercial car c'est fatigant. I said I hate, which in French is je déteste. So you need to be writing je déteste in your books. Okay, let's do the next one. If I say le lundi, I love, le lundi, I love faire de l'équitation parce que c'est fantastique. Le lundi, I love faire de l'équitation parce que c'est fantastique. I said I love, which in French is what? Is j'adore. So you should be writing j'adore. Okay, if I say next, le jeudi, I do not like. Le jeudi, I do not like faire du sport. Le jeudi, I do not like faire du sport, mais c'est affreux. Le jeudi, I do not like faire du sport, mais c'est affreux. So I said I do not like, which is je n'aime pas. Next one, if I say le mardi, I like, le mardi, I like jouer au basket, car c'est génial. Le jeudi, I like jouer au basket, car c'est génial. I said I like, which is j'aime. Okay, for our next task, we're going to do a delayed dictation. The way delayed dictation works is I am going to read a sentence from the sentence builder, and then I'm going to count down from 10 in French, and then you're going to write down the sentence that you hear word for word. I'm going to read you a sentence, and I'm going to go 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to write that sentence in your books. So here is now your sentence builder. I'm going to read you a sentence and you're going to write that sentence in your books in 10 seconds. So make sure that you don't write it as I'm saying it, because that would be cheating, and that you only write it after I finished counting down. So the first sentence, numéro 1, le lundi, j'aime jouer au basket parce que c'est amusant. Le lundi, j'aime jouer au basket parce que c'est amusant. I'm going to count down from 10, and then you're going to pause the video. You're going to write the sentence in your books, and then you're going to press play. Remember, when I'm reading out the sentence in French, a really great tip for this delayed dictation is when I'm saying it in French, try and translate it in English in your head, and that will really help you to then remember what the sentence was in French. So, the sentence was le lundi, j'aime jouer au basket parce que c'est amusant. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can now write it in your book. Okay. 2. Remember that once I finished counting down and you're writing in your books, you need to have paused the video. 2. Le samedi, j'adore rester chez moi car c'est relaxant. Le samedi, j'adore rester chez moi car c'est relaxant. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Numéro 3. 3. Le mercredi, je n'aime pas écouter de la musique car c'est nul. Le mercredi, je n'aime pas écouter de la musique car c'est nul. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Numéro 4. Le dimanche, je déteste finir mes devoirs parce que c'est ennuyeux. Le dimanche, je déteste finir mes devoirs parce que c'est ennuyeux. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Write the sentence. Pause the video. Make sure that you've checked all of your answers and then move on to the correction. So let's go through our answers together. The first one was le lundi, j'aime jouer au basket parce que c'est amusant. 2 was le samedi, j'adore rester chez moi car c'est relaxant. Numéro 3, le mercredi, je n'aime pas écouter de la musique car c'est nul. Numéro 4, le dimanche, je déteste finir mes devoirs parce que c'est ennuyeux. Okay, the translations for these were, on Mondays, I like to play basketball because it is fun. On Saturdays, I love to stay at home as it is relaxing. On Wednesdays, I do not like to listen to music as it is rubbish. On Sundays, I hate to finish my homework as it is boring. You didn't need to do the translation, you just had to write the sentences in French, but feel free to take those down. So pause your video, correct your French sentences and add the English also, because it's really good to have both of those. Great, so let's now do another type of dictation. So this time round, I'm going to read you an English sentence. I'm going to read you a French sentence, and you are going to write the translation of that sentence in English in your books. So I'm going to read you a sentence in French. You're going to follow that sentence on the sentence builder and write the English translation underneath. If I were to say, le lundi, j'aime jouer au basket parce que c'est amusant, you would say le lundi, lundi is on Mondays, j'aime is I like, jouer au basket, to play basketball, parce que c'est, because it is, and amusant is fun. So you would have written on Mondays, I like to play basketball because it is fun. So the first sentence is le mardi, j'aime jouer au foot. Le mardi, j'aime jouer au foot parce que c'est cool. Le mardi, j'aime jouer au foot parce que c'est cool. Pause the video after each sentence that I say to write the English, and then press play again to hear the second sentence. Deux. Le week-end, j'adore regarder la télévision car c'est génial. Le week-end, j'adore regarder la télévision car c'est génial. Trois, le jeudi. Le jeudi, je n'aime pas faire de la natation car c'est affreux. Le jeudi, je n'aime pas faire de la natation car c'est affreux. 4. Mercredi, le mercredi, je déteste aller au centre commercial parce que c'est ennuyeux. Le mercredi, je déteste aller au centre commercial parce que c'est ennuyeux. Okay, make sure that you pause the video, check all of your sentences, make sure that you've made any mistakes, and then move on to the correction. Okay, great. Let's go through the corrections. So the first one was, on Tuesdays, I like to play football because it is cool. On the weekends, I love to watch TV as it is brilliant. Number 3, on Thursdays, I don't like to go swimming as it is awful. Number 4, on Wednesdays, I hate to go to the shopping centre because it is boring. Please make sure that you've got all 4 of these sentences. Feel free to pause the video if you need to correct your mistakes. Once you've done that, press play again and move on to the next activity. So, we're now going to do a reading comprehension. For this reading comprehension, you need to first listen to the text that I'm going to be reading to you, and then you're going to read the faulty translation and rewrite it so that all 8 mistakes have been corrected. Okay, first let's listen to the text. Bonjour, je m'appelle Antoine et j'ai 14 ans. Pendant mon temps libre, je fais du sport avec mes amis et j'aime faire du sport car c'est amusant. Aussi, je joue au foot avec mon frère et j'adore jouer au foot parce que c'est génial. Le mardi, je vais au centre commercial avec ma mère et je n'aime pas aller au centre commercial car c'est affreux. Finalement, le dimanche, je finis mes devoirs, mais je déteste finir mes devoirs car c'est fatigant. Now look at the faulty translation. Hello, my name is Antoine, and I'm 12 years old. During my free time, I do sports with my family, and I like to do sports as it is fantastic. Also, I play basketball with my brother, and I like to play football as it is brilliant. On Tuesdays, I go to the shopping centre with my father, and I do not like to go to the shopping centre as it is boring. Finally, on Sundays, I finish my homework, and I hate to finish my homework as it is tiring. Okay, so if we do the first mistake together, he says, Bonjour, je m'appelle Antoine et j'ai 14 ans. The English is, hello, my name is Antoine, and I am 12 years old. Antoine says, j'ai 14 ans. 14, we know, is 14. So we should be correcting this to I am 14 years old. You need to find the other 7 mistakes in the text. While you're working out these mistakes, please pause the video and then press play again when you're ready to go through the answers. Well done. Let's now go through the answers. So The first one, as we knew from before, was that he wasn't actually 12 years old, he was actually 14, because he says j'ai 14 ans. The second mistake was when he said I do sports with my family, because he says in French, je fais du sport avec mes amis. Mes amis is my friends. We had to correct family to friends. And then he says, I like to do sports as it is fantastic. But he actually said in his text, I like to do sports car c'est amusant. Amusant is not fantastic. Amusant means fun. Then he says, also I play basketball, whereas Antoine said in his text, je joue au foot. And we know that je joue au foot means I play football, and not I play basketball. And then it says, I like to play football. He likes it a little bit more than that. He loves to play football. He says, j'adore jouer au foot. Next, he says, I go to the shopping center with my mother and not with my father, because he said, je vais au centre commercial avec ma mère instead of avec mon père, which would be my father. I like to go to the shopping center. I do not like to go to the shopping center as it is boring. Antoine says, car c'est affreux. We know that affreux means awful, not boring. Then he says, I finished my homework and I hate to finish my homework. But he doesn't use a connective and, he uses the connective mais, which means but. Make sure that you've got all the 8 mistakes corrected and that you've got them in your books. And then pause the video if you need to. And once you've done that, move on to the next task. Okay, your last task today is to translate these sentences into French. You only need to write the French, you don't need to write the English sentences. You've got 4 sentences, 5 minutes to do this. Please pause the video to do this, and then after you've completed the task, press play again and we'll go through the corrections. First one, on Fridays, I like to go swimming, is le vendredi, j'aime faire de la natation. Number 2, on the weekends, I do not like to listen to music. Becomes le week-end, je n'aime pas écouter de la musique. Number 3, on Thursdays, I love to go to the countryside as it is relaxing. Le jeudi, j'adore aller à campagne. Le jeudi, j'adore aller à la campagne car c'est relaxant. Number 4, on Wednesdays, I hate to go horse riding because it is boring. In French is le mercredi, je déteste faire de l'équitation parce que c'est ennuyeux. Okay. Once you've finished, pause, correct your mistakes, and then press play again.
Fantastic work, Year 7. Please now do remember to upload photos of all the activities you've done today onto class charts. So all of the activities in your book photographed, please, and you'll get then a well-deserved achievement point. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.